into the Google Ads and and I want to make that like that's going to be the whole ads week is going to be a big deal. There's going to be a lot of content. So I'm thinking we're going to wait until I'm back, which I think is next week. Uh, Probably the week after next actually. So I'll still do the mastermind meetings, but we'll just do Q&A. So any questions you have, I mean, feel free to ask them right now. I know we were supposed to meet today. I don't know if anybody else is coming. They'll probably pop in a little late like they do, which is fine. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, so what other so we were talking about SEO. I don't mind diving deep into that. We could talk about SEO for your website. We can go over stuff like that. We can do you have a list of stuff that you wanted to go over?
No, I didn't prepare anything because I thought we were gonna do what you said, but
Are you
yeah,
talking
just
about
right now, uh,
you're talking about go over the SEO for your site?
we can if you would like.
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind diving into that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about that and looking up different keywords and how to present them. Like I think if you could tell yourself like, okay, I'm gonna create a blog post. Um, I'm okay creating a blog post like once a week. It doesn't have to be the something or a newsletter. It doesn't have to be the thing that you're actually sending. It could just be something you're adding to your website.
Okay.
And then, yeah, then you could come back in later and say, okay, now I'm going to create stuff on the website just for the customer. And so you got to pick and choose what it is you're going to send out to the customer because you want to show up on Google. That's why you're creating a lot of content on your website. That's the focus. And then you're creating content for the consumer to actually consume, your your customers to actually consume. So it's two different
Hmm.
goals, you know. Yeah. And that will help you because when you're thinking about creating an article and you have all these different sometimes conflicting things in your mind, you're like, okay, but how do I create an article or a page that I can also email to the customer that also makes Google happy? You can do it. It's much harder and it's not going to be perfect because you're trying to, put lipstick on a pig and sell it at a cow at a livestock cow
Hmm.
sale. You know what I mean? What you need to do is have the two different methods because you can have a newsletter that has no real Google SEO involved, but it just packs a super punch. It tells the customer exactly what it is that they want to see, what they want to hear, and delivers the message that you're trying to deliver about your company, and then they take action, right? That's the goal is to get them to take action on whatever it is you want them to do. Your free skip tracing for the month for this month, or you know, because they haven't used you for a few months, you're like, I'm sure they're getting jobs, and so they're using somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then for the newsletter, I was wondering, like, I think you mentioned that the content, it has to be, you have to give like a variety, excuse me, to say if you want like a landlord tenant litigation person and then estate litigation person and then a family law. So you kind of have to sprinkle a little bit of everything in there.
Right, exactly. So how would you do that? Would you have to create five different blog posts, for
Hmm.
five different things? Yeah, maybe. Maybe you do that and you do it over the course of an entire month.
Okay.
And then, and then maybe what you do is you sprinkle in an old article that was really good, that got really good engagement, 3 times a year, 4 times a year that is old,
Hmm.
because chances are, and studies show, in huge marketing companies that run A/B testing a lot, which I've done in the past, but there's people who will run A/B tests on things. They get like if you put an article in the middle of your email and it's among four or five other or three other articles and one main article, right? And you got some other video stuff eventually later on, which I'm going to help you with. I want to help you with. Like we can do a video once you're ready. Like I was open to doing it today whenever you want to do it, and I essentially hide my video and we just record you. That's one way to do it, and it could even just be your voice. But anyway, studies show that it's like 12%, something like that, and anywhere from 5 to 12% of the people will see the article. That one article. So it's really a volume game. You're creating the content, you're sending it out. You're creating the content, you're sending it out. Over time, they're going to see it and they're going to say, and like I told you guys in the training, a lot of times people will never read it. But when they need a process server, they go to their email because they know in the back of their mind that there's a process server sitting in there.
Mhm.
And it's the same part of their brain that we have that drives into a new city, doesn't know any places anywhere, but sees out of the corner of his eye a taco place. He's never been there. He's never even heard about it, but he saw tacos, taco sign on the top of the building. And he goes to this new house he bought in this new city that he's never been to. And he goes in the back of his mind, a week later, he's like, there's a taco place in town. I'm gonna go check it out. He doesn't know anything
Mhm.
about it, but he knows there's tacos in town. That's what it is they know that you're in their email because they do see you. They see your subject lines, they see, they may not open it, but they see it, you know? And when they see it, they're gonna go click on it. So this is another reason why in your email you need to have, I put login at the top up there on one of the examples that I gave, but you have to put your phone number in there somewhere. You have to put links somewhere to make sure people know how to get to your website too. And maybe they're not ready to hire you yet. Maybe they do a quick scroll of your email and they're like, I'm not trying to get into any article reading right now. I'm working,
Mhm.
right? But they see, but I do want to learn more about them. So having an about us at the bottom, that's where those videos can really come, really like, pack a punch. They scroll to the bottom, they see you got videos, with our president, videos with the president of a company, and it's you there going, you know, just being yourself, being very, professional and quiet and with your thing on and and just saying a well thought out statement of like we're professional. It is important to me that each of our customers are taken care of. Some message that would resonate with 100% of the audience of people who wanted to know, is there somebody at the helm of this ship that when I have a problem is going to come to my aid?
Actually be available.
Yeah, well, yeah, and even if you're like a big shot, there's someone who cares about this business, right? That's the worst thing that people run into. That's the biggest thing that people run into is that they will hire a company that, like, I run into it all the time. I hire a process server if he's got like a website and she's got a email signature and they answer the phone the first time and all that is good, I'm confident I can hire this person. But if I found them on Google, they have no website. I email them. I have to call them to make sure they got it because they didn't reply to my email confirming that they got it. I'm a little worried. I'm thinking
Right.
they don't answer the phone the third, fourth, fifth time that they get a call. My VAs are saying they're MIA, right? And I'm just like, okay, let me call them. So I call them, and then so it's like a confidence score. I think you could call it like a confidence score. And when they see all that stuff on your email newsletter, they're confident.
Yeah, I saw this process server yesterday in one of the groups on Facebook. He was looking for somebody in some area of California or something.
Mm.
And he's like, I want to see your website and I want to see this and that, basically to know that you're legit and that you're
Yeah.
active. And yeah, that was cool to see.
Yeah, they do. And a lot of people won't say it because they're just going to search. And once they
Right.
find what they're looking for, they're just going to hire them, you know. So, but you're checking all the boxes. You're not going to have a problem with that. Once you get everything, dialed in, the website's, looking really good. You're that rate sheet idea, that was a good idea. You putting it on the website as a
That's
rate
your
sheet.
idea. I took that from you. None of this is original thought here. Hello.
Let me give you some credit, okay? No, but like when I looked at it, when I saw it on your website and how it had the pages and then it had the button and I knew the button was going to be there, but I was like when I saw it laid out on the page, I was like interesting because it's a great graphic,
Yeah, I
for
don't
people.
know about, I don't know, because there's like the flyer version and then there's like an actual price list. So I was like, it's kind
Mhm.
of weird to have both of them like right next to each other, but that's good enough for now. At least it's something.
Honestly, when I saw it, all I saw was great design. I saw a few fees pop out at me. I'm like, whoa, $600. And I saw
Hmm.
this other fee. And so that's what people are going to see. That if
Yeah.
I didn't comb the whole thing. I just saw some pricing. I
Hmm.
saw some, and if I wanted to hire you, like I was somebody who was trying to hire in your direct area right now, I would be looking at the rate. And if the rate was um decent, I'd be looking at an order button. How do I order?
Right.
Now, if I couldn't order, that might be another thing to do is put a button
Order
next
buttons. Yeah.
next next to that PDF button. And and then the phone number's at the top of the website, right?
Yes. It's on
Yeah,
the top under another order button. So,
there you go. So that's it, make it simple. Make it simple for people to hire you, you know. That's the
yeah.
goal. But
Yeah,
uh,
when she asked me like the reason, and it's true, like you people don't want to comb your whole website to find out all your prices. I don't want to do
yeah,
that as a customer. So
yeah. Exactly, exactly.
you
You don't
just
want
need
to.
something quick and convenient, show it so they can move on.
Exactly. So I want to pull up a couple things here for your website. Let me see here. All right, have you been using ChatGPT?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, this tool, I have like four other tools I use for SEO, and I used to use them like every day, all the time. But ChatGPT, it does everything that they do and way more. Because before you would say pull a list of everything associated with this word. It was actually called keyword shitter.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was called. Some funny coder thought he would make it, but it was the best because it would just spit out an exhaustive list and just keep going until you knew it was done when it started spitting out words that had nothing to do with what you said.
Okay.
So you would stop, but you'd have like, 100, 200, however many words that related to the phrase you put in. But then you would take those words and you would put it in another word that would actually expand those words into phrases. We call them long tail keywords. Okay.
Hmm.
And next, when we do the training on the ads, even if you're not planning on doing ads right now, it's still going to be really important for people because a big part of running Google ads or any ads, but especially Google ads, is understanding keyword research. And keyword research is what we're talking about right now, is essentially saying, hey, what are the keywords that are ranking best for my industry? How much does it cost for each keyword in my industry? Keyword phrase, when I say keyword, think whatever variation of phrases or words, right? Keywords. And so that's what we're gonna dive really deep into when we start that up. Either next week or the week after. I would rather be home when we do it. Like I don't
Hmm. Okay.
I'll do the mastermind every day and help people dial in their stuff. But as far as the training goes, I learned that doing 2 hours. It doesn't work on out here. I don't know why, but I think Zoom or somebody, the Zoom gods or somebody are saying, hey, an hour is enough, you know. Mm,
Time to enjoy your day.
exactly. But actually, what I think it is here in the RV parks is the old folks get up at 8. They get up at 8. And so I start at 7, I have no problem. And then when 8 o'clock comes around, I see them walking around outside. I see, and all of a sudden the internet slows. And they all have Starlink.
No.
That's the other thing. So I don't know, maybe that drains it in this area. So ChatGPT. So understanding prompts, understanding how to use prompts. So in Google, there's a thing called the Boolean search. I don't know if you heard that in one of my trainings.
Yeah.
Well, ChatGPT is similar in that how you ask a question is how you're going to get the answer back. It's going to be different, right? And that's called prompts. So right now for my VAs, I have specific prompts, which by the way, I keep going back into the prompt called a question, to ChatGPT. I keep going back in and changing the prompt because I see the answers are slightly different that I don't like. And so I'm telling it to write an entire page on the website for Google, specifically for Google on-page search SEO. And then so it gives me this page where it gives me just a bunch of SEO terms related to process serving in that specific state, county, city, town. Then well, I don't want to go through all that, but
Mhm.
that's not gonna help. But that's what I get, and then I tweak it. By the way, put a call to action, put this, put that, put this. Now once I have it's producing this thing that's pretty good, it's like 70% of the way there. Now I can have them do it. And then I could come back in and do just the 30% that makes Google see that it's a unique page like none other, right? So it's got the SEO and then it's got the uniqueness to it. So as you scale and as you got, 10, 20, 30 grand coming in a month, you could say, okay, Michael, how do I hire VAs? Because then what you're able to do is you're able to scale up and do what I'm doing on a level that will like cover your entire state. You can start growing that way. We don't talk a lot about that because I think you just don't want trash on your website. You want good quality SEO content on your website.
Yeah, I have like 15 blog posts so far, and I use ChatGPT for all of them.
Yeah, so when you do
I,
it, you got to make sure you change stuff, right? On
yeah,
there.
what do you mean?
Yeah, so let's take a quick look. Let's do it real quick. So, yeah, we could do it
I
pretty
tried to do
easy.
all different topics if
Yeah,
that's what you mean, or
yeah, this will help you here. What's happening? Go away. Zoom, Zoom boxes. Let me just move this. Here we go. Okay, share ChatGPT. Here we go. There we go. So you can write an article like you're doing. Sounds like you got that pretty well dialed in.
I don't know if I should do like include in my articles Washington or specific cities or both.
Yeah, both. So here's what I want you to do in the moving forward. This will give you a framework, okay? So write an article. Remember, articles are different. Is this article for SEO or is this article for the customer?
Okay.
They're always gonna have a little bit of both, okay? They always will have a little bit of both. But well, how can I say this? If okay, so an article for the customer, you're being very clean with it, very, 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 very short. You might use um you might use 500 words to say, here's how you do this thing. Here's process serving, new laws, blah, 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 blah. Here's my thing about Washington, blah. But if you're trying to create an SEO article, you are blatantly using the word process server combined with Washington 12 times in the article.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
kind of like almost rude in a way, where it's like when the attorney reads it, which they will, or paralegal reads it, they're going to see different paragraphs with different titles that are clearly for SEO. Process server in Washington, Washington process servers, and it's not just jumbled; it's together. I'll show you. Write it, write an article for my process server website in, let's say, a town I know, Spokane, Washington. Let's see here. About a day in the life of a process server. This is important for SEO, okay? Whatever your topic is about is going to be in your head, okay? You want ChatGPT to do the heavy lifting of the SEO for you. So when you're writing an SEO article for Google, this is why we're using ChatGPT because it's going to give us all the boring stuff worded out for us, and then we just come back in and add the other stuff, right? The stuff that the
Yeah.
creative, you could call it the creative. About a day in the life of a processor. This is just one idea. You could replace this with anything. By the way, you might just title that, you might just capitalize this because this is what you're going to change each time. About a day in the life of a process server. Okay. Now in the future, my prompt is going to stay the same. If this is my city, I might change the city, right? But pretty much this prompt is going to stay the same for my process server website in Spokane, Washington. Um, about a day in the life of process server. And so I'm going to leave this the same. I'm going to change this one each time when the article topic changes. But now we want to dial in. We want to make sure that ChatGPT includes things. Okay. Please include include cities, include surrounding. You can steal this prompt too. I'll send it to you. Surrounding. Okay. Include surrounding cities and towns that I frequent while serving. Include, come on, other services I offer. And what else? Oh yeah, types of document and documents I serve. Explain um, offers nationwide. I don't know, something like this. So you start with something like this. Is there anything else you want to add that you can think of right away? I heard your baby. It's okay.
He's watching something. He's cracking up. Let's see what this gives
Okay.
us.
Okay. Let's see. Memory updated. Oh, here we go. Ah, okay. I have to change that. Yeah, I have it to record. It'll remember your stuff. Okay, day in the life of a process service. Okay. Okay, so SEO loves when you put, oh, I forgot to say that. So we're going to change this a few times. You'll see. So I forgot to tell it, be sure to prioritize on-page Google SEO keywords.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And so you'll
Mm,
see that. So you see in the titles, it doesn't say process server in Spokane, Washington, serve documents served, or it doesn't say.
yeah.
So this is a little more friendly, okay? So maybe you don't want to have an SEO article, you just want like a decent article that doesn't have like a lot of SEO. This would be this would be great because a customer would read this and go, "Oh, nationwide reach. Okay, they actually serve everywhere." But this is not SEO enough. Okay, it's just not. So watch, you'll see the difference. And I could say rewrite, but I want this prompt to be perfect. If you're not sure and you want a fresh start, you lunch break. Oh, because I said a day in the life. That's why. Yeah, yeah, okay. So let's try again and we're gonna do a new chat, just not so we don't muddy things up here. Write an article for my process server website in Spokane, Washington. Prioritize on page Google SEO. Make the creative now for process server. All right, let's try that again. Let's see. Because if you keep it in the same, if you keep it in the same chat, it will remember what it's already told you.
Yeah, I also find that if you have it produce a whole article, then you add something, it might take out some old stuff. So
Yeah,
gotta
it
pay
does.
attention.
Yeah, and if you don't include the prompt again, then yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that Google really likes is these bullet points because it will
Okay.
actually take, how you have the FAQ page and you can make it show up as schema.
Yes.
Well, Google will crawl your page, and if you've clearly laid things out with bullet points, it will make it schema. It's pretty smart. It'll see titles, and it'll see bullet points, and it'll automatically go, okay, and it'll include this stuff. Not, and I should say automatically, but if your website, if it can't find anything that to include a schema, but your website clearly a great website for your topic, it will crawl it and it will choose schema. And so this is why as soon as I told it to make it SEO, for SEO, it changed it and added these. So look at this. Morning routine, process, your company. I could have put your company name in here. But I wanted to make it more generic so if somebody's watching. You put your processor and so your company name frequent frequently serves in Spokane and surrounding areas, including but not limited to. So if somebody ever asks a question as your company grows and it's like ranking, and all this, somebody may ask a question, where does I could see it in a FAQ on Google where it says a question where Google produces a question, what areas does XYZ process serve? And it would give you a drop down that included this as schema.
Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And then you have here, first stop, serving a range of legal documents, and then because these are like super keywords for Google. See, I didn't tell it to say this.
Hmm.
These are like great keywords for Google because it relates to what we do. And it just happens to be true. Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake are popular stops in the morning. How funny. So I highly recommend taking an article like this, what I was telling you earlier, taking an article like this is a great start. Take an article like this, the creative is a day in the life, but you could change it up. Hey, today the creative is, um, avoiding assault, the best ways that I have found to avoid assault. And you have all these ideas in your mind. Try putting your ideas in this format right here,
Okay.
and make the creative. make the creative about a day in the life of a processor. It would say make the creative about avoiding assault. If you know, I that just came to my mind, but whatever thing that you think of, and then just give it more details. For example, you could say, for example, and then produce a few examples, and then ChatGPT will go in and find other examples like that as well. It'll use those, but it'll also use others. And then and the reason why I know this is good, okay, is because I've used other tools, many other tools that will do exactly this. It'll spit out title words. So I will say create there's a title keyword search that's basically gives you these titles right here. I'll say, give me all of the relevant titles that I should use in this blog post. So it'll give me, so basically what you do is you use these different tools to piece together the perfect article, right? You say, give me the keywords, boom, it'll give me the keywords. Okay, now I'll put in another tool. Give me, using these keywords, give me a list of titles to use on this website or on this page. So boom, it'll spit out a bunch of titles. Then I'll say, using this title, this one title, give me a breakdown with bullet points, with a summary and bullet points for this title, and it'll do that. And now I got to take all of these tools and all this stuff I get from them and put it on a page.
Hmm.
You see, it just did it for us, and because I know what it looks like because I've been doing it for a long time. I know that ChatGPT is the best tool. You don't need anything else, which is so cool because these other tools were all paid tools. So, you had to pay for them. And ChatGPT, I do pay for ChatGPT, but you can, there is a free version. I don't know if is it as what do you use?
Yeah, I use the free one. I don't know, it seems great to me. I don't know any different, but
Yeah, if it's not as good, let me know. I would based on what we see here. I'll send this to you.
can you look at my blog page? Just
Yeah.
check out my titles.
Yeah, let me see here. Serving justice one document at a time. Look at that. That's great. That's a nice creative. Oh, what I wanted to give you actually was this, because you could change it, put your name in there.
Yeah, I'll take
And
that.
and you're creative. You can change your creative and stuff too.
Yeah, and a big part of it is just learning how to do the prompts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the prompts. And there's actually trainings where they like, for a bunch of money, they'll teach you how to do prompts. And I was like, that's a business, but it actually does make sense because if you put better prompts, you're
Oh
gonna get
yeah.
better results.
I took a SEO or a ChatGPT training, and then I asked the guy, "Do you have a list of like common prompts?
Uh,
Because I don't really have an idea." He's like, "No, that doesn't exist." I'm like, "It has to exist
yeah, for real. Actually, you could ask ChatGPT what are the
to
best
make a
prompts.
list, right?"
Right?
Yeah,
You could. I don't see why not. Let me see, where should I put this? Let me put it in the chat here. I'll put it in
thank
the
you.
chat. Get an email to you too. I'm gonna put it in the chat for the sake of quickness. Are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my computer.
Okay, good. Yeah, take that. Will it let you copy it?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, good. All right. So, all right, now let's take a look at your SEO. I did look at it when we initially talked about it too. Let's see. But because I wanted to add a couple things right away, but let's see. Gotta get logged in here from this computer. Okay, so let's see, WA. Yeah, just get in here. Okay, so you got your SEO. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's a couple things I'll go over with you right away that I think are essential. Let me screen share here. Bum, 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 bum. What the heck is going on here? Okay. So what you want to do is you want to add your SEO in here. Let me just bring this up again. Da, da, da. Share. So what you want to do is there's a couple different sections. There's a couple different sections in here I can see. So when you hit your SEO section, you want to come over here and you want to put, um, there's two different places. There's one under SEO, okay, under site settings. And
I
so
don't think I can see any of that.
okay. You don't have SEO available on your site?
There is a button. Hold on, let me see. But I don't have all those options.
Okay. Well, I will do it for you, right? We'll fix it right now. But first, let's look at um, keywords. So, how do I want to do this? Let me see. With just you, it's not a big deal. But if, for recording, I'm trying to think about the best
Hmm.
way.
Yeah, when I click SEO, I see SEO overview, then page SEO, and then image alt text.
Actually, I have an idea. Let's share your screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that, and I'll walk you through it, and then I'll get to see what you see and everything.
All right, let me open it because I'm on my other computer. Give me a second.
Yeah, no rush. Yeah, and then we can pull up some. The best thing is to be able to understand how to do it yourself too, because then you can, just like with the prompts, you're constantly looking at things and how can you make them better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And SEO is a big one for that, especially when you start running ads. You got money on the line and you're looking at like a lot of people think they'll never get there, but trust me, when you're charging 100, 200, 600, you know, like you'll pay $7 for a click, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you can get it that low. Okay. So there's your SEO. Click on that little SEO on the left. Mm, yeah, optimized. Okay. Okay. Go to, oh yeah, page SEO, the next one down on the left. Yeah. Okay. So it's all good. And then image, alt. So you've done all that already. Okay. Go up to site overview. Oh yeah, yeah. Go site edit. Click edit. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. So yeah, right there. SEO.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now click on SEO there on the left. Yeah, scroll down right here. So it's pulling your SEO already, okay, but that's for individual pages. It puts using AI, it'll put individual pages on there. But for this, it's for the entire website. So if
Okay.
you when Google finds your website and crawls it, this is what it'll find. And I think I was messing with your individual pages before because this is definitely got to be filled out. So you see over on the side it says sometimes it'll tell you how many words, but basically it's like 50 words. So your site meta title
Mm-hmm.
is usually something like, the name of your it'll first say process server in whatever city. That's the best thing to put. Yeah, you could change this, but now you know where it's at. Okay. Process server, and I would include the city if you can.
So should it be the actual city that my business address is in, or can I pick a different one?
You pick whichever one you want. You can change it over time, see which one you think works better for you. It's hard to tell. Google will crawl it though, so I would pick one that you think is like the biggest major city. Like for me, I put when I was in Edgewood there for ABQ server, I did Albuquerque, you know,
Okay.
because it was the biggest city near me.
I'll have to look up the population.
Yeah. So I would put Linwood and I would spell out Washington. Okay, and then put one of those straight line bars above the enter. You know the straight line bars.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know how to do it. I always copy and paste it.
So go control slant. It's right above the enter button. Do you have a Mac or
I don't have a
uh
Mac.
so
Oh,
where
I see it. Is it
yeah,
Shift? Shift, yeah.
shift. That's true. Mac is a command. Okay. So and then put a space and then after that put your company name. So yeah. And so every place on your website should have WA per se, like that.
Okay,
And if you have enough room to include a phone number, you could do that too, but that's pretty rare. It's pretty rare.
okay.
But I
Just
see you're at 53. If that turns red, delete stuff.
just keep
Yeah,
going.
you can. Yeah. Oh, it's red. Yeah. Yeah, I think around 55 it freaks out on you.
So this
Yeah.
doesn't override each site page. This is just for
No.
the whole website.
Yeah, that's the whole website page, yeah.
Okay.
And then down here it says site meta description. So um it's not very many characters. I think it's like 120. Um So you want to put something very, if these aren't keywords, the keywords are the next one. You want to put something very, like imagine if you shared your website to social media. This is going to be the little preview text that it shows. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you want to put something that's like,
Let's see. This is I'm
the
using Google.
the little profile that we talked about before, a little
Yeah,
tagline, little,
my little blurb here that I
uh-huh.
use.
Yeah. I love when people follow directions so well.
So I have this
Uh-huh.
first paragraph, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we provide yeah, personal filings. Yeah, because those are keyword rich, but also accurate to your local location and what you do and everything. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
figured it
too
was.
long.
I knew it was going to be too long, but you could take out. Let's see. Let's see. This is in process. Washington State process server company offering same day service of process with flat rate pricing.
I don't really need flat rate pricing.
Yeah, a same day service of process. Uh, okay, I would leave same day service or process. We provide, but then one general word. We provide legal support in these counties. That's what I would try to do. Because Google will see legal support and go, oh, okay. Or you could say process serving as well. Process serving in these. If you wanted to be more general, you could for to include filings and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, you could see if that'll fit. I think in the past I have left it on red a little bit, but you're better off not because this will show up. All this text will actually show up on a post. That's the idea. I mean, what good is it if it doesn't even show up, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks good. I think it's for there's a processor company. Washington. You could optimize it more, right? You could say it's a premium Washington State process server company. You could make Washington at the end instead of and beyond. You could say Senators King and Island counties. Um,
I think I only have a couple
no,
characters.
yeah. So what you do is you take out some of the stuff above and say,
Hmm.
so is a premium. Uh, we've already said process serving. Is
Should I
it
take it
premium?
out there
Yeah, I
in
would take it out
Washington?
there. Yeah. Process is a premium process server company. We provide process serving and legal support in counties of Washington State or in Washington. I would say yeah, in Washington State. And then you have some more room or no?
I have a couple. I think it goes to 160. 160, yeah.
Yeah, so you could
161.
so this is a great start. And then what you could
Okay.
do is you could put this into ChatGPT and
Okay.
say, create a site meta description that is less than 160 characters.
Okay.
And then what you do is you just say retry, retry, retry.
Yeah.
And it'll give you a bunch of different ones. And just what I would like to see, I like this. This is fine. But what I like to see is a couple things Google likes to see, which is location, services, company name, and then words that relate to those services, like summons, subpoena.
Hmm.
You're not going to probably have those in your title, but if you could, it would be a plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. That's what I recommend doing. And then when it comes to site keywords, supposedly they don't. It's not a Google, not a ranking factor anymore. We got Andy coming in. Okay. So supposedly it's not a Google ranking factor anymore. But okay. But it is. Like they do look at it, but they're saying that maybe you don't need to have it on your as a meta thing. But I still add it. Why not? What if Google does look at it, which I think it does, because it crawls your whole website. What it's saying here is that Google's using the actual content on your website. So why would you put random keywords to try to hack it in the meta
Okay.
description? Yeah. But I still would put it because it's not going to hurt you.
They're gonna be they're not gonna conflict with each other, so
Right, exactly. So what I would do is I would again go to ChatGPT and say create an exhaustive. You want to do that right now? Yeah. Create an exhaustive list. You do a new chat too if you want.
I don't know how to make it new. I just do something different and it works. Is that wrong?
I think you're fine. It's just a thing I do. Try clicking on the thing on the top left. I'm just curious now.
This?
Hmm. Oh, you're not
Oh,
logged in.
this new chat.
There you go. Clear chat. Oh, that's different. You're not logged in either. That's why. That's probably why it doesn't have that as an option. Well, because think about it, it's not going to save your chat if you're not logged in, right?
Yeah.
So that's why. So yeah, you just put it. So create an exhaustive list of meta keywords um, that relate to the process server industry, something like that, um, for my website in Washington. Yeah, yeah, it might search it. I don't know if
It
it
does.
will.
It pulls from it. It really helps.
Because are
What
you
was it?
but
Character limit.
oh, because you have the mini, huh? Yeah, that you have the where it searches the web. Okay. So put on there yeah, less than 160. Oh no, this is the keywords. No limit. There's no limit.
Okay.
Yeah, so oh, because we were messing with the keyword or the new combo. That's crazy. ChatGPT will let you search it without it logging in. It made me like jump through a bunch of hoops. Okay, great. So, okay.
How's it going, guys?
Hey Andy, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Good, good.
Yeah, we're just diving into some SEO over here.
Yeah, I was on YouTube watching you guys live, and then I was like, okay, let me try to join.
Yeah. Well, welcome, buddy. Yeah.
So
If
yeah, with the Chat GPT, do you guys use that for your advertising at all? I don't know. I came in a little bit late. Maybe you guys were talking about it.
Yeah, for Google keywords, that's kind of what we're getting into now, actually. We're going to talk about it when I get back home. I think either next week or the week after, because I'm going to Texas next week.
Yeah,
Um,
if you guys use like a keyword, if ChatGPT gets to know you guys, this has worked for me. I don't know if it will work for anyone else, but basically, if the ChatGPT gets to know you better, every time you guys write into like I don't know, write me an SEO optimized, SEO optimized description, SEO optimized this, SEO optimized that. It really, really helps. I've been getting like I don't know, on top of the lists every time. Um
yeah, getting more keywords and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So the next thing you need to do here, Jess, is you want to say separate by commas so that it'll give it to you in a way that you can post it in the meta description in the meta keywords. Yeah. Okay. Now I would say combine each category. Let's see what it does. Yeah.
Hmm,
Mm,
it's fine.
yeah. Yeah. You can just copy and paste those. Yeah. And then what's cool is you'll see here in a second, we're going to go on each page and do the same. I think my AC turned on here. Is that too loud? Can you hear that?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. ChatGPT actually learns what you're like, what you're saying, Andy. I think is really cool. You got to be careful though, because I'm searching things for, and I put in a couple of different things like XYZ process, and then you saw it said memory updated. Memory updated. Mike's process serving company is called XYZ process. I'm like, no, you know. So you got to be careful with that. I got to go back in and tell it to not save that information. But how is that helpful? Is that it actually will give you keywords that you didn't expect. It'll throw your company name in there as a keyword, which should be in there, right? Washington legal regulations. Okay. Yeah, so we said exhaustive, so it's got just an insane amount, which is great. It's what we want. Now that you have this as like a paragraph, a giant paragraph, you can paste it in there. And then what you do is you take that paragraph and over the next 12 months, pick apart each word, each and every phrase, because each and every phrase is going to potentially cost you money. When you start running Google ads, which keywords do you want to run ads on? If somebody searches, let's see, tracking service status online, do you want to show up and pay for that? If somebody searches e-filing systems, do you want to show up and pay for that? Do you have an e-filing system you're selling? So even though e-filing system does relate to it, it's not necessarily going to be one of our Google keywords. Does
Mm-hmm.
that mean? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to your site and you still have it up?
The actual website.
Yeah, your website, your SEO.
Oops.
I know. I was like, it also looks like the mobile version.
Yeah, you want me to go back here to SEO?
I don't see your screen.
Oh, you don't?
Mm, I just see ChatGPT,
Oh, okay.
and it's like in a mobile version too, which is strange. Oh, there we go. It got bigger there.
Oh, I know what I did. Um,
You're doing fancy stuff here. Okay, yeah, no worries. So, so yeah, we'll wrap it up here in a second, but I just want you to see where you need to go for all this because it's not much more difficult. This is it. This is it. You're getting the right keywords, you're putting them in the right places, and then Google's going to index them. Now, I'm always leery about Google when it's going to index and stuff like that because so I'm building out this directory and we're doing 20, 30 pages a day. And I'm going through and trying to check them because Google, once Google indexes it, it may not index that page again for 3 or 4 months, right? And some people say they can get Google to force index it, and it never works out. It's like it's inconsistent on when you can get Google to crawl yourself. Okay, so scroll down. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. So you already did that. Perfect. So those are your words. So remember, each of these things are things you should be coming back to and looking at over time. When you start running Google ads, you're really going to know because now you're testing. You're testing these keywords against the market to see what it is they think is most important. And give it a brief comb over, summons, service, and delivery. If anything stands out as incorrect, like false. Like
Like
I
for summons service, would you just take out service or?
no, because you're serving a summons. That's the idea.
Okay.
Summon service. You're going to service this. But if you see something like here we go, personal injury claims. You might put person service of. I would put service of, you know, service of personal injury claims. Yeah, because it starts to get into more like attorney words, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
your personal injury attorney. So I would put service of before a few things, just to be
And
very
then
sure.
it says writs and orders. That's kind of
Hmm.
weird.
You'll do writs and orders. So I would
Is
put
it
filing of, filing
okay?
of, because you'll file or issue the writ, and then you'll take it to the, which you're in Washington too, so it's a little bit different, but you'll still take things to the court, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, filing of writs and orders, court filing services. Yep, skip tracing, Seattle processor. And oh, now it's getting into the cities. Okay. And Bonnie, so you want to go through those cities, right? And you want to make sure that your cities don't show up. And it's not just for this little box. Just know that the time you're investing is those are your keywords. And even if there's 30 of them, those are your keywords and you're going to own them, right? So moving forward, if one just doesn't seem right, you can take it out. But if it's false, but if it's could be true, leave it. And then when you start running Google AdWords, you'll know like maybe I should take this one. This one is just actually a terrible keyword. I've gotten people calling me for this keyword. They all want the same thing. I'm not running this anymore.
Oh.
It's not a service I want to provide. Now because now you have actual knowledge, like factual knowledge of that. So let's go over to your pages real quick.
I have a question. Like I did Uber suggest a while ago and stuff came up like Clio login. Do you recommend adding that when I was looking at some competitor websites?
No, no, because you don't want your website to show up. You don't want, and I'd come back to Google keywords because that's where you're running ads, right? You don't want your website somehow to show up for a Clio login when you don't have a Clio login, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you really only want to pay for that traffic is that is where you're the answer to the question. You know, how do I serve this? How do I file this? How do I do this? How do I do that? So the last part of your SEO is go click on your page, that home page right there, the little three dots to the right of it. Okay. Go to edit page SEO. Yep, exactly. Okay. Yes. Yes. This is some of the stuff I did, I think. Okay. So I didn't do an image. So go down to, by the way, if there's ever a page you're working on that is like let's say you copied it from somebody else's website, but you're going to change it before you want Google to see it. You can go see that little button right there that says set page to no index. It's up right there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Don't click it, but if for some reason you were working on another home page and you were just pasting random stuff in there, you would say no index. Google, do not crawl this page.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that. If you don't want to do that, you want Google to crawl it once, it's live. All right. So open graph. So now this is the image. So remember, if you share your website with somebody, is it going to on a social media page, what image is going to show up? If you don't put an image here, it'll pull an image, random image from somewhere else on the website. You don't want that. You want to be in control. Hold on, before you do that, look at the dimensions real quick. Is it a square? I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not a square. I highly recommend, because I know I'm learning you. Okay. I highly recommend you take that 1200 by 630 and you go to Canva and make an image.
Okay.
Those exact parameters, because you're a little bit like me in that you want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. Is you're going to go to Canva and you're going to tell Canva custom, you know how to do that?
Yeah, what should I put on it besides my logo?
So remember that it's going to be probably in a small area. So
Mm-hmm.
what I did is I took my logo and I put it, because this is a rectangle on its side basically, right? And so I put my logo right smack dab in the middle of the square, big, right? And then I created a cool background on ChatGPT. I used let me see, I could show you. Let's see here. I'll share. Actually, let me bring it up here first. Canva. Um, and the reason why is because you want it to show up in the best light possible, the best way possible. And so creating another image is pretty easy to do. And let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I've done some stuff too where I've just put like a logo. Um, but you just want it to be big. Where is it? Da, 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 da. I know I have it on here somewhere. Yeah, here, let me screen share. Da, 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 da. Okay. So, so it's kind of like this, right? It's kind of like this. This is something Desi made. You put your logo, and you could put like a website here. So if
Should I
somebody,
stop sharing to see yours?
oh yeah, probably.
Okay.
I know
Okay, I
you
got it.
can. I know you can toggle, but
Oh,
yeah, but this is a general idea. This is something Desi created. It looks like yesterday or something, probably for the conference, or maybe for the back of her business cards or something. But the idea here is that you can have your logo and you could have a website. So if I'm looking on social media and I see a logo, that's cool. And then I look around the post and I see some text and I see maybe, but if you want to communicate more things, you have more space to do it. Why? Because it's a bigger area, right? So you can do that here. I guess you wouldn't see the power of it until you actually see it on social media, but
mm-hmm.
it's a huge difference because now you see the website domain right away. I've done a couple other examples, like let's see, I found one example that's similar that I wanted to show you. This isn't the right dimensions, but it's the same idea. Okay, how did they? I didn't. What is this? I need to delete that part. This is my cash for keys. I was doing some real estate stuff there. How funny. All right, what is this? Okay, here we go. So I put this thing here, and then because it's like a cool image or whatever, and then I take my logo. This is just an old logo for the real estate stuff I was doing. And so I could put this thing where it looks cool, like, you could create any other image that's gonna like catch somebody's eye. You could fill in the white space if you wanted to, like this. And there's a bunch of different tools that will do this. ChatGPT has one called Dolly. Uh, does yours have Dolly, the free one?
I think that's the paid.
Okay. Let me see. Create a an image.
I was using Gemini to make all my pictures for my blog posts and stuff,
Nice. Yeah, Gemini's great.
but my free trial is done, so.
An image with Washington in mind. I don't know. 1200 by what was it? 600?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I am
Oh,
what?
actually 630.
Oh, okay. This will be close enough. Let's see what it gives us. Let's see. I'm all close enough. You're like, no. 630. Okay, let's see what we get here. Washington. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Okay. I don't know. This is a temple. Oh yeah. That's kind of cool. So you could say I want a different tinge, create a different tinge color
Mhm.
and watch. Oh, it's Washington D.C. too. So so creating something that you can do that. I mean, these are the right dimensions. It's the right. And then what you do is once you're satisfied with an image, put it inside of Canva and then put your overlay your logo on top of it and
Okay.
then just yeah, and then just go back into the site and add it there. Now, what's cool is once you've done that, you can do it in all the pages. So you don't have to screen share again, but if you look on those little buttons, it has those buttons on every single page.
Okay.
Those three little dots, and then go to the SEO section of it, add an image. You could add the same image on every page now that you've optimized it. So that's why take your time to make sure that this is like the primo image because that image is going to be the one you put on every page. If you want to do a different image because you're planning to share it on social media, then you can just create another image. Say, hey, when it looks at the preview of my website, I want it to show a call to action. Like I did that with my podcast where it said, "Are you the next guest?" And so I made one that had like, two different like a question mark in one of the boxes, like, "Are you the next guest?" And then it had me in the other box, Mighty Mike podcast, right? And so I made that the preview image because that's what I knew when I posted that page, specific link to that specific page on social. I wanted people to see that. I didn't want them to see, multifamily real estate investor or whatever, right? I wanted them to be a guest on my show. I didn't want them to see that from that page. So if you have a different intention for the page, like a very, very different intention for the page, you should change the image, I would say.
And then are those keywords? Do I have to edit them on every page?
I would look at them and I would say, and I would add, you could add those keywords, those same keywords you put on the main page
Okay.
on every page. Yeah. Because remember, it says that they don't necessarily need them, but we would like for them to show up everywhere. Just be very intentional about which ones you're going to keep on there.
Okay.
And this is a long process. This is why doing this with you this way is better because you're going to need to know a little bit about how to do this. Anybody you talk to who's really good at Google keywords, they've worked at it. They've had to search it, they've had to
Mm-hmm.
test it, they've had to lose money running Google ads, right? And they're like, oh, I got a couple jobs, took 2 months, I spent $700. I don't know if it was worth it. This is usually what I hear. But it's because they had no Google SEO training at all ahead of time. Test a keyword on different ad sets, which we're going to get into. When we do the Google AdWords, it's going to be so informative, even if you're not going to run ads yet, in learning about keywords, which we did today. We did a
Mm-hmm.
lot today
Cool.
for that. Yeah. And ChatGPT makes it too easy.
No, I can't imagine doing all of this without ChatGPT because I'm such a perfectionist with writing and it would just take me forever to write it.
Yeah, and it kind of takes your hands off the wheel a little bit, where it's like, okay, if you want to take that back road, go ahead. I wouldn't, but you can kind of
Right.
go, you kind of go,
Is
and
it,
then,
oh, that's good enough.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then because you don't have to look at it, you can just kind of okay. I already looked at it once. It's good enough. Let's move forward. And so yeah, Andy, put your phone number in the chat for me, okay? I'll call you here after the call here. We'll go ahead and end things because now the my neighbors are waking up and the internet's gonna crash on me apparently. So, but yeah, this has been a lot of fun. You guys are Jessica hanging out with you doing the SEO stuff is was definitely a good use of our time, I think.
I agree, definitely. So
So
we don't have
let's
to meet later. Did we do all we were gonna do?
yeah, basic well we still need to do your um I still want to highlight you and do the spotlight.
Oh yeah,
So
maybe
yeah,
another day for that, but for
yeah,
sure.
and we can even do it when I'm back home. So I have my cameras and stuff, and we can do a you want to be on camera and you want
Okay.
to have like your 60-second spiel dialed in because
Mm-hmm.
these could be the videos. We create two different videos, one with some B-roll and stuff, but ideally you have at least one where it's you and you're talking to the camera. And
Okay.
I will cut the before and the after, and we'll keep just that section for you. And then you take it doesn't have to be 60 seconds either, honestly. It could be like 20 seconds of you so they get your likeness, they see you and you're like, at WA Pro say we do XYZ, and then it cuts to B-roll of, Washington, and we serve the states, the city of this, and this in the state of Washington, we serve summons and complaints, and you kind of go through the some of the keywords that you should use that actually sound good in a phrase.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be like, you know, process serving, SEO, keywords, research, tools, you know. But yeah, you're gonna do good. You're gonna do really good. So just plan that out a little bit so that when we do it, you are confident and you've maybe practiced a few phrases that you like.
Okay.
Yeah, because then it'll come out better because you'll sound more confident in it because you practiced a little bit. And and then we'll take that. I'll edit it for you. I'll edit everything because you put in the time, you engaged, you did what you needed to do, and you won. So I'm gonna do the video for you. I'm gonna send you a link for the directory. Um, let's see here. Yeah, because you won that. So I'm gonna send you the link for the directory where you can get your listing up because
Okay.
that's not up yet, right?
I don't think so.
You didn't fill out a form and pay for a directory listing?
No.
Okay, so you won that. So I was gonna do 3 months, I think, but then I looked at my post previously and I think it was a year. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
so I'm gonna give you a year listing on there, and it's good because it's still building. I'm still building it out. I tell people, hey, now it's all for the membership. So any new person comes in, they get the directory listing, they get the access to the community, but it's all a package deal now for people.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So you're one of the first 100. My goal was to get to 100 members of actual process servers that I knew were real and legit and working as a process server. And we did that. And then, rolling out the directory, anybody who wants to get listed, I'm not going to take away access to school. Of course, you're going to stay a part of the community. You're like the first 100 are like grandfathered in or whatever. But moving forward, the directory listings are 27 bucks. I just happened to throw in the community membership and all the other stuff that we're doing, the trainings and everything.
Yeah,
So,
thank you very much.
yeah, well, you're awesome. Thank you for being, an early adopter and Andy as well. You guys coming in here in the first. I know early mornings is tough, just being here in California right now, in Northern California. I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, crap, it's 6:40. I'm like, we got 20 minutes before our meeting. And so I understand people got to work too, right? So people here in California, they're waking up, going out and serving. In New Mexico, I wake up, when I go to the gym, I'm waking up at 5 o'clock. And so the idea that some of these people here in California it's just harder to make the meetings when they're really early. Yeah, Andy says kids. Yeah, we got kids going to school and a meeting at 7. forget about it, you know. But that's when we're gonna have them because that's when it's convenient for me in New Mexico. And I've tried to go bend my back around other people's schedules, but then the other people are unhappy. You know, Florida people are like, okay, you know. So I just do what's good for me. If people can show up, great. If they can't, I'll do a training by myself and I'll record it and I'll go live and everything. I do not. I mean, I love you guys coming, but I'm going to do it one way or another. We're building out this community. We're building out all the trainings. And I do appreciate you guys showing up this morning. And I think we got some good stuff done, Jessica.
Yeah, we did.
So cool. Well, you guys have a great day. Be safe out there. Andy, I'll call you here in a sec. I got your number here and answer any questions you have. And thank you guys.
Thank you. Have a great day. I couldn't
All right.
have done it without you, so
Yeah.
thank
Well,
you.
you're awesome. You're gonna do great. I'm so excited to see everything that you have coming up. It's gonna be really cool.
All right, see you later.
All right, guys, take care. If you're on YouTube, go check out mightyprocessserver.com. You get to see trainings like this and much more. And we're just crushing it. We're having a great time. We're building a community and we're building friendships. This is something you can be a part of. It's $27 a month. It might go up. I don't think so. I like 27. But if it goes up, snooze you lose. All right, guys, take care, be safe, and live mighty.